Today we are going to be talking about another mixed numbers or mixed fraction word problem. In this case, they don't actually give you the fractions, they just give you these models. And it says the models shown are shaded to represent two mixed numbers. What is the sum of these two mixed numbers? So, in this case, all we're doing is figuring out what these mixed numbers are. And then we are going to add them, right? That's what sum means. It means to add. So the first step is figuring out what the mixed numbers are. So I know that this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this right here is 5 over 5, which equals 1, right? Because it's split into 5 parts, and all of them are filled out. So it is equal 1 to 1, or 5 over 5. And this is also split into fifths, and there are 1, 2, 3. So the amount that the shape is split into is the denominator, 5. The amount that are filled out, in this case, is 3. So this would be 3 over 5. So we have 1 and 3 fifths. Plus, once again, this is split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's 2 rows of that, so it's 10. So this is 10 over 10, which equals 1. So in this one we also have 1. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 filled out. So 7 that are filled out, and then 10 that it's split into altogether. So it's 1 and 7 tenths. Now to add these together, we need to find a common denominator. Now I know that 5 can multiply and I can get 10. So that is the least common denominator. So I'm going to have to multiply both top and bottom by 2 so that it will give me an equivalent fraction, because 2 over 2 equals 1. And when you multiply by 1, it gives you the same number, right? So 3 times 2 equals 6. 5 times 2 equals 10. So now we have 1 and 6 tenths plus 1 and 7 tenths. We can add the fractions first. 6 plus 7 equals 13 tenths. We can add the whole numbers, and now we have 2 and 13 tenths. Now 2 and 13 tenths is not a proper answer. And the reason that it's not a proper answer is because this is an improper fraction within a mixed number. The numerator is bigger than the denominator, which means we have to convert this to a mixed number and then add it to 2. So I know that 10 over 10 equals 1. So I can subtract 10 from 13, and then I will get, technically I'm subtracting 10 over 10, right? And then I will get 3 tenths, right? And since I'm subtracting 10 over 10, I can then add what I'm subtracting to this, and it basically becomes 1. 13 tenths becomes 1, the 10 over 10, and what's left over is 3 tenths. And then plus 2, and that's going to give us 3 and 3 tenths. So that is how you convert models into fractions, and that is how you add mixed numbers together. And so the answer would be 3 and 3/10. And I want you guys to realize that if it's a multiple choice question and you get to this part and you don't see your answer, now with fractions, you might have done all of the work properly and you just don't see your answer because it is in a different form or it's not reduced properly, it's not the proper form. So before you think, oh, I must have done the problem wrong, just make sure that your fraction is reduced properly before you rule out, before you think that you just didn't do the problem wrong. Because this will definitely not be an answer choice. It's going to be this in a multiple choice question. So hopefully that was helpful.